It's time. 4 o'clock, movement snack time. The doors are open. Are you in the sun or are you in the dining room? Northumberland, Italy. Hello. And some Wales. Have you not got sun, or are you not in the garden? Scotland, have you got sun? I'm in. Excellent. Come on. I've been a bit out of sync today because this is the fourth snack. We snuck in a sneaky seated movement snack at 11. So yeah, my body clock's a bit skew with. Hello, Greece. Thanks for coming in, even though it's sunny. No sun here in Scotland. Okay. Nice. I'm getting sent. Can you see the GIF, everyone, that George has just sent? Is that you, George? No sun in Inverkip. So keep coming in, folks. If this is the first time you've joined us, don't be alarmed. This is the preamble, the pre-chat, or the pre-broadcast, and we will complete our movement mission today in about 2.5 minutes to complete our additional 30 movement minutes in the bag. And from my chart here, my Charlie chart, can you see this? It's my motivational chart, so I can clock how we're doing. If you've been with us since the first day, we've accumulated 6.5 hours of additional movement time. That's worth having. Our bodies and minds will thank us for that. Good afternoon, Wales. More Wales coming in. I have to confess, I had a little snooze in the conservatory this afternoon. It was all a bit warm and nice. Had a little snooze. Anyone else have a sneaky snooze today? Not sneaky. No, we're allowed to snooze. 1 minute and then we'll go. So, start to get in the zone. Are you going to stand? Are you going to sit? Are you going to do a bit of both? I'm interested to read that some of our members are combining the snacks. They're doing multiple snacks together. So they're doing 30 minutes of snacking. And that's considerable. That's, yeah, multiple snackers, or snacker combos, whichever you want to call it. But which is interesting, because if you look at the way I've structured these snacks, they actually work quite well together as a big main meal, if you like, because you have your circulation boosting and your mobility, and then the lunchtime snack, we focus on a little bit more strength activity. And then on the 4 p.m. snack now, we focus on our smooth, coordinating, 3-dimensional movements and a stretch. So collectively, those multiple snacks work quite well as a 30 minutes if you prefer. Binge snacking, I think you could call it, yes. Yes, I don't know if Janet's joining us on this one. She said she did a big binge snack. She's going to have a rest and come back at 4. And I love that you're telling me that you're doing them late, and sorry I missed it, but I have done it, honest. Thank you for your commitment to this mission. It's incredible. Right, come on, should we do it? 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, my name is Bex Townley. You've just missed a really enthralling preamble if you've just joined in. This is week 2, day 13, movement snack 3 today, brackets 4 if you did the sneaky extra. And we are here all in the business of accumulating movement minutes, of which in total we've done 6.5 hours since the beginning of this mission. So we're going to continue with our 10-minute snack, movement snack now. Bit of circ boost, pick your position, and then we're going to combine some kind of mobility, smooth fluid movements of our 3-dimensional activities we've been doing, and we're going to link in, once we've mobilised and moved, we're going to put in a stretch to help with flexibility and therefore mobility. I hope you like today's menu. Let's go. Pick your position, in stand, you know the score, up and lifted, balanced, support if you need at an appropriate height for you, and start your circulation boost. This is graded, steady, alternating steps, working through the ankles, keeping the posture lifted, and just allowing the arms to come in and release and swing, alternating with the legs. Steady and controlled. Keep going with that if you're in stand. If you have chosen to sit or you're in seated, it's the hip walk forward. Now on this hip walk, make the most of this hip walk now and really hitch the hip as you come. Hitch and lift, bring the feet with you. Plant your feet, feel strong, buttocks in the chair, and we too can start with our circ boost from the feet. Driving up from the floor, remember? So that ankles do the work, bringing in a single arm, bringing in the other arm, and opening up the posture. So whether you're in sit or stand, you have this steady, mindful posture, lengthening through the middle here, whether you're in sit or you're stand. Don't overextend, just open up a little bit more and then look ahead. Articulate the feet even more. If you're in stand, now just really kind of slow the circ boost, but pick up the heels even more deliberately. So we're really trying to get those heel raises up first. So you get a sneaky little bit of a calf squeeze in there as well. Same on here, so squeeze, working through the feet. If in seated, you want to hold the feet still and then just take some upper body arm marches. You can guide that elbow back. Okay, good. Take a pause, a minute and a half of circ boost, and then just take a couple of extra shoulder mobility rolls just to finish off the job of that lifted open posture. Good. Okay, we're going to start some directional stepping, some controlled directional stepping, still using those ankles. And we're going to start to bring in some upper body movements to bring in that coordination element, these 3-dimensional movements which essentially replicate life. So in stand, one hand, let's just start to place the foot and come back and then change legs. So it's a stride, a purposeful stride, lift and open, and be really deliberate about that foot placement. Keep going on that. In the chair, it's the same. We're slightly forward, buttocks firmly on, and we place, peel the toes off and come back. And can you see we have this little hip hinge here? So my back is straight, but I shift the weight and it's really coming from my buttocks. And if you can as well, think about your buttocks, squeezing as you place that heel down. I squeeze and lift. And it's a small lifted movement, but it feels really smooth and quite nice, I think. So we're here. And then we can bring in the arms. Now the arms, if you just be still in stand, be still in sit, the arms just press forward and come down. It's like a circular movement. Think about pushing through water this way and pulling through water this way. So you have that wrist action coming in. To build that up, we can take our alternating steps and then we bring in one arm on the press and pull. And as I come forward, can you see my hand on this table comes with me so that I bring my support with me as I move. You may want to then change sides to do the other leg here. Or you may feel confident just to be close to the support, but to bring both arms in. And we're looking to build up to here. Arms stay under shoulder height, so all fairly smooth. Hold on if you need to. Here in the chair, it's the same. So there's the stepping on the lower limb and the feet. We've got this little shift in weight through the buttocks. Here's one circular arm. And then when you're ready, here's two. So we push forwards and pull back. Push forwards and pull back. And with the weight shift, so we have the arm movement, the leg movement, the ankles, the wrists, plus this shift and lift. And I really am staying lifted and open. And just feel the whole length of the arm, and just to kind of literally explore how I can extend arms, how I can articulate ankles, all in standing here. Of course, in stand I have my weight transfer as well. If you prefer just to focus on the lower body, you can leave your hands behind, pick a different support here. But can you see this circular movement? All right, good, take a pause. So, having had some shoulders and some extending arms and some extending hips and some movement, now we can focus on a bit of stretch and flexibility. Starting with our chest stretch. So stand or sit, or just give yourself a bit of resting support on the hips. We can bring the hands around, so slide them round one at a time or two, to sit the hands here or turn them around here, and then lift and open that stretch. If you feel confident, you can continue with those steps as you go. But slow, slow, slow. But remember, now when I step and I go slow, I'm moving into a balance challenge now. So you may want to put that stretch on, but still have a fingertip behind. In the chair, it's the same. I can either open and squeeze, hold the stretch and release out. If I can sneak those hands around, it helps give a deeper stretch, if you like, through the shoulders as well. But come out of them slowly, have a pit stop and go again. So it's okay to have these little short periods of perhaps 5 seconds, have a rest and go again. You don't have to stay there for one big long one. See how you go. Maintain the normal breathing. You should feel stretch and light tension. Just this, and then recover out. Okay, let's come down. Let's give upper body a break now and come down to legs. Let's do a good back of thigh stretch. If you know the standing option, feel free to do that one. I'm just going to go through the seated option today. So sit down to a chair, extend one leg and relax the foot. Lift and lengthen, and this is important for this particular stretch, because if I stay folded up, I'm not going to feel the stretch, and I'm going to put myself into a position I don't really want to be in. So I really need to lift up and out, lengthen, and you sit really high on the sit bones. I keep doing this. If you squeeze your buttocks and feel that you're really high on the sit bones, if you feel the stretch, stay there. The foot is released, the knee is unlocked, and then we can ease forwards to increase that stretch. And when you feel it, you hold it. So this is the difference between mobility and flexibility. Mobility moves, continues to move. Stretch moves into a position whereby the muscle is on stretch, and then I hold. And over time, it will improve, and you can feel that you can squeeze slowly out a little bit more. This is me squeezing. And come out of these positions slow as well. Slow, 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 slow. Step in and have a little release in between. Here's the other one. When you put this leg out, you may need a little adjustment in the chair just to get comfortable. Depends how long your legs are, how high the chair is. Here's the checks. Release the foot, i.e. don't make it flexed, rigid. Unlock the knee, lift and lengthen out of the hips. If you feel the stretch, you're in the right place. Stay here. If you don't feel the stretch, we take as if your nose is looking over, as if you're looking over a fence up here. Can you see I'm really still straight and tall, but I've hinged forward and I can actually now put my hands in. I can take the weight to support that back. And then I can just creep forward, creep forward, creep forward. Feel the stretch and hold. Aiming for this one here, such an important muscle to stretch. We tend to go a little bit longer on this one if we can. Links into stride length, links into all of our functional activities, going upstairs, etc. So 20 seconds plus on this one if you can. And again, it's okay to come out slowly, have a little release, and it's okay to go in again. Feel free to do that when I've gone. Okay, stay seated for calf stretch, but I'm going to do a standing calf stretch also, along with an upward side stretch. So calf stretch and sit is here. Same position on the long leg. This time the body stays still. I don't take the hinge. I focus on the toe and I pull back, press the heel forward, the toe back, and this stretch is in the lower part of the leg and the calf. Probably won't be able to hold that as long as the back of thigh stretch because the leg has to work quite hard to hold that. So release and go in again. So little sets of 5-6 seconds, 3 or 4 times, and then change legs. Standing up on calf stretch, because it's in stand and because of the position of my feet, may challenge balance to a lesser or greater degree. So always have the support. Hands on, let's start one leg. So just take a steady step back, and here you ball of the foot into the floor and then squeeze with control so you can start to gauge where that stretch is. If you can't feel the stretch, we go back a little bit more, squeeze it down, toes are forward and then up tall. Can you see I've got a little bend on my bent leg? And then when I lift up a little bit more, I've got a stretch here on the front of the hip. Either stay here or we can add in the back of the arm stretch here. So you can see this long straight position. And to finish off, if you want to go for a reach and come out, you can. Here's the other side. There's the calf stretch, heel down. Lifting up, there's the front stretch across the front of the hip. Got my support here, front knee is bent. I can walk the fingertips over to a point that's comfortable for you. Take a pause, slow count here, and then if you want to, you can take an extra reach. And the reach is slightly forward of the head, just for a moment, and then comes back out. All of that is seated. The calf stretch is on. And then in between, so take the calf stretch off, we can ease the arm to here. You can support it if you want to. And then we can take the extra reach there. It's a squeeze and a back out. And we can support the arm to come down. So for all of these upper limb stretches, the head stays still. We shouldn't have any position changes in the neck. That's it. Snacked. Consider yourself snacked. How was that? How was that for you? Well done. Thank you for joining in. This is even more movement minutes in the bag. This is what we're after. So the accumulation is where the gains come from. So you'll have immediate feelings, hopefully now, of feeling that you can move better, perhaps that you have a little bit more energy. But the accumulation of gain comes over time with mobility and flexibility. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. See you there. Keep on moving. Every movement counts. Have a lovely evening, folks.